So we got the news a few days ago that actually the Pixel 4a may be delayed past when it was supposed to be coming until the first week of June. But we don't have to wait until then to find out even more about the Pixel 4a. After the camera reviews, the hands-on reviews, now we get some benchmarking reviews as well. But before we get into that, a huge thanks to Airalo for sponsoring this video. Airalo is the world's first eSIM store with access to over 150 eSIMs and offers you connectivity no matter where you are in the world. But when it comes to the Pixel 4a, we already know we're getting a Snapdragon 730G in this phone, so why should we care about some benchmark results? Well, stock Google may have an effect. More tests by TechnoLike, who does have a pre-release version of the phone, have emerged online. And of course, this is a pre-release Pixel unit, so we would assume that the retail units running the final software will be getting some better results than this. So as for the Antutu score in his tests anyway, 268,000, almost 269,000 for a Snapdragon 730G. It's a pretty good score. This is actually a significant jump over the Pixel 3a XL, which didn't even get 200,000 in Antutu and is using an inferior chipset. Actually, the Pixel 4a, confirmed by all these tests, actually uses the same hardware in a lot of instances as its bigger brother, the Pixel 4. It adds 2 GB of RAM up to 6 GB, the same as the Pixel 4, and UFS 2.1 storage, the same as the Pixel 4. Compared to the Pixel 3a, everything has been upgraded. On Geekbench 5.0, we get a single core score of 548 and a multi-core of 1628. The 730G is an absolutely fine mid-range chipset. It's going to power absolutely everything you need. It is getting replaced by some newer mid-range chipsets though, like the 765, the 765G, and even the 768G, which has actually just been released here in China with the Redmi K30 Racing Edition. And yes, rumors that the 3rd of June is going to be the unveiling and the launch date for the Pixel 4a. Google are hosting an Android 11 event around that time, and so it's assumed that they're going to release the Pixel 4a along with that event. Also in the news, lots of specs and details about the Honor X10, a new smartphone from Honor, coming on the 20th of May. This is the successor to the Honor 9X and 9X Pro, that series. They swapped the X from the back end to before the number. This will feature a bezel-less display, a pop-up camera, a Kirin 820 processor with 5G, and will be pretty cheap. 2,299 RMB are some leaked prices, which is around $300 US. And definitely a modern design all around, a bezel-less display, a big camera bump, which looks a lot like pretty much most other phones in 2020. And definitely a popular phone overall for sure, but outside of China, it may not even be coming because of the Google situation. And there are just so many other phones in the mid-range, including that brand new K30 Racing Edition. But before the ban, outside of China anyway, that was a really, really popular device. And yet another new smartphone leaked online today is the Vivo X50. The X range from Vivo is usually a mid-range or upper mid-range series, or even flagship depending on the model you get. There are some very blurry images, but we can make out the design of the phone. A really tiny hole punch cut out in the top left-hand corner. Man, these things are getting so tiny right now, these cutouts. You can just see them getting smaller and smaller, and eventually it is just going to disappear and become under the screen. We can also see a quad camera on the back of this phone, again in that bigger shape that we're getting this year in 2020, and also confirmation that at least one of these models will have a periscope zoom. And sticking on Vivo news, this new phone from Vivo, the iQOO Z1, has been confirmed by Vivo to have certain specs. We already know it's the first phone in the whole world to come with a new Dimensity 1000 Plus chipset from MediaTek. Confirmed now to have a 4,500 mAh battery with 44 watt fast charging. And thanks again for Airalo for sponsoring this video. They provide mobile data coverage in over 150 different countries at affordable prices, all via eSIM compatible smartphones. And whilst we're not traveling now, next time you do, you can use Airalo to get local data plans on your eSIM device. Just get an account, search for your destination on their website or app available on the App Store and Google Play. Select the data plan that you want, choose from a 1 GB plan all the way up to unlimited data depending on the location, and you can pound your phone too. You can manage your eSIMs and top-ups on the go all from the app and have multiple plans at once. You can click on the link in the description to find out more about Oralo and how you can get local data on your eSIM smartphone in over 150 different countries. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.